Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Hope my air is not loud, but it's 92 degrees today. Yesterday wasn't near as hot because we pretty much some days been in like 100 degrees, not including whatever the heat index is. And so yesterday it dropped all the way down to 72, and of course we got some, thunderstorms, but now it's back hot and humid. So, as you saw the title of the video, today has really been a struggle for me. And I know a lot of us have these struggles, so I know I'm not alone when I speak about it. I had some Zoom conference meetings with the nonprofit that I'm a part of, and now I'm a board member of. So it was very difficult, thank God we have breaks, but it was difficult sitting for the amount of time in between calls. We had 3 different calls. So the pain, the last couple of days I've been really bad with the pain. So I'm today is 2 weeks since my caudal epidural. If you guys don't remember or don't know or new to the channel, welcome, but you can go back to my previous videos and see that video. But I think when I say the pain behind my smile, not only is it the physical pain within my body that I'm having to still deal with on a day-to-day basis, but the fact of the pain mentally that goes with having a chronic illness, and in my case going back and forth to where you got chronic illness or you have lupus, you don't have lupus, oh yeah, it's back because of this. So it's just a lot of mental pain, mental draining. I'm a woman of faith first and foremost, but I don't think that eliminates me from being human and knowing the struggles of this disease and the toll that it takes on your body. I'm scheduled to see a new rheumatologist next week, but I have struggled for the past couple months to where the stomach discomfort and the not being able to eat has returned so much. So my body is it's physically just weak at this point because I'm not consuming enough nourishment that I need to function properly. Try to eat, make myself eat, but it's hard when you feel like everything is about to come back up. So I'm just nauseated beyond I can't. So today was a Zofran day. When I get back to the house, I'm going to take a muscle relaxer. I have been doing my medical marijuana, but at this point the pain is so bad that I don't know what else to do. I've reached out to my pain management doctor, which I don't get narcotics from him, only to do the treatment portion that I need. And I reached out and it was like, okay, we need to go ahead and do this MRI because it's gotten to the point to where I literally can barely bend over without it feeling like my back is in a spasm, not catching where I have the titanium screws and plate at. And I can't keep going on. It's almost to the point of tears. Or if something drops on the floor, if my husband's not right there or at home, it has to stay on the floor because I literally can't bend over to get it. But I just wanted to address that in the mental pain that we have to deal with. I'm going to run in the store real quick because even though I needed to go and get some stuff for dinner. It's going to be a quick meal, but I need to get this stuff really quick. So I'm going to run in here real quick, and then I'll come back and finish what I was saying. Okay, sorry about that. When you have to go out with this mask on, it's one thing to have a mask when you go in the hospital with autoimmune and blah, blah, blah before the whole COVID. But it is so hot here in Florida and humid, and that mask, I feel like every store, none of the air conditioners are at full capacity. I think they're trying to get people out quicker so they don't linger in stores. I get it, but I almost feel like I'll pass out. So back to what I was saying. I just feel like chronic illness, it weighs on you and it can make you quickly get in a dark, deep, bad space. I've never thought about like, oh, you know, I've been depressed, severely depressed, in the past. Never thought about like, oh, I just wish I, you know, in my life, I never thought that. But I do sometimes wonder, you know, God has a reason for a lot of things. But sometimes you just sort of like, well, how much is too much? Or, you know, how much more do I have to endure? And back to the title, I'm just at a point to where I'm tired of putting on that brave face, putting on that smile. Even though it's like I pray, like, God, let people see my smile versus the pain. But sometimes that is very, it's very draining, because a lot of people look at you and they don't think you're sick. They don't see the excruciating pain that your entire body in, that you can barely touch yourself. People don't see that. And not that I'm saying like, oh, I just want to walk around and just look pitiful, but some days like I don't want to smile. Like I just want to be raw, and this is what I look like, this is what I feel like, you know. But I feel like we have to almost, I feel like anybody that has chronic illness, chronic pain, should also be actors, because I feel like we have to put on this act for our family, for our friends, for the people who are around in the community, because you don't want to get the sympathy card, but at the same time, like I find myself, like my husband, of course he knows when I don't feel good, but I don't say it as much as I used to, like when I first got diagnosed. And then sometimes like I'll just get really quiet and he's like, okay, so what's going on? Like, what's wrong? And I'll say, well, you know, the pain is just so intolerable. I can't, let's get you guys out of the sun, you know, that I can't deal with it. And he'll say like, well, why didn't you say something? And I'm like, what is that going to change? Because sometimes it's kind of like, okay, if I say, well, you know, hey, my back is hurting so bad, or whatever, it's kind of like, okay, what's new? Like, that's not something for your family. Like, they know your struggles and they know every day, you know, it's going to be this or whatever. But I just try to have a different mindset to just be positive and not, you know, dwell on what ailments I'm having at that moment. Try to just make the light of it or push through it. But literally I'm at a point to where I had to go to track practice Monday and Tuesday because we had to pass out uniforms. And I do, thank God I have one of the team leaders helped me yesterday to pass out uniforms while I had to do something else. But I was like almost at a point, I was kind of snappy, and I don't like getting like that. And Michael will know like, hey, nope, you just need to stay home, because he knows like when I really get to the point of like where I'm at now, I kind of can snap, not meaning it, but it comes off. And I don't want people to just be like, oh gosh, stay clear of her, because she's got an attitude problem or she's angry. And that's not the case. It's just I'm dealing with home, being a wife, being a mom, even though our kids are grown, but you still have mom things and mom, not necessarily worries, but concerns with your children. Then on top of, if you work, or if like we have a nonprofit, and I get a letter in the mail about, I guess when you're on disability, every so often they do like a review to make sure that you're still disabled. So they're asking these questions like, how do you feel your health is, like what appointments have you went to? And then you're like, okay, well, will they take my disability away because one doctor may not document something just right? Or you get that one doctor that feels like, well, I feel like you can go work somewhere, and that weighs on you. You try not to worry about things, but like I said, we're human, and it's just difficult to think. I would love, honestly, if I could work. I loved being in the medical field. I loved what I did, but I knew the stress that it put on my body, and I can't physically, like, if I can't barely go to the grocery store, like I just went to the dollar store, I'm in excruciating pain, and I'm looking like, okay, well, stuff's on this bottom shelf, but I really need it, but I can't really get it. People don't see that. Like, they just assume like that one day you come in for a visit that you were this way or whatever. Or some people feel like, well, there's other people that have lupus and autoimmune that work. Everybody's case is different, and I guarantee you those people that still work, it's a struggle every day. And I remember before being diagnosed, I was still, trying to work, do what I could do. As soon as I would get home, I couldn't do anything else. Like, I could barely get in the shower to do anything after I worked. Or when it came to the weekend, I couldn't wait, because literally I would spend the entire weekend in bed because I was that sick and ill. It was just constantly praying throughout the day, God, give me the strength I need to complete this job, because I had a child to take care of. And I think some people look at, like, they think people are trying to like get over on the system, and that's not the case. We didn't ask to be sick. We didn't ask to lose our jobs or not be able to hold a full-time, but we have bills. Like, thank God I'm able to start paying my medical bills off now, finally, because my car got paid off. But it seems like every day I'm getting a new bill. I'm like, okay, I'll pay this one off, and then I'll get 3 more. When the time that I didn't have insurance, or now that I have disability, but I have only Medicare, because for me at 39 to get a secondary is going to cost me anywhere from $500 to $700 a month. And no one has that kind of money when you have to live off of that amount that you get. So I guess I'm just being real and raw and transparent to, just, it's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to smile when it's just hard. It's okay to let people know I'm having a bad day. I'm in a flare. And some people may not like, what's a flare? Like, it's okay to have to educate, and it's okay to take a break from things. Like, I went to practice those 2 days, but I know my body is like to the shutting down point. Did I want to go to the store? No, but I knew I needed to go before my husband left for practice. And I know he's tired. He gets up early. He goes to bed late. Like, and I try not to burden him, even though he'll say, well, you should have said something. But I just want to be able to have shared roles and to be able to contribute to the household. And that he's not doing it all. And, I'm like, we have a special needs daughter to take care of. Like, it's a lot. And I'm just trying to lessen that load on him. So that's why I was like, I'm just going to push through and go here. Because the dollar store, thank God, is like literally 2 minutes up the street. And I wasn't going to fight Walmart. I was like, I'll just go to the dollar store. But I just wanted people to know it's okay not to smile all the time. It's okay not to be okay. And people need to understand that being chronically ill and knowing that every day you wake up, that is gonna, it may be something. Maybe you may have a good day, and my thing is, when I have a good day, I just try to like push myself and just try to get all this stuff done, or just take advantage of the moment that I feel like I have a good day. But having a good day, you may only have one out of a month, you may have two, but it's all about finding the balance to where you don't burn yourself out, and just to sit back and to like reevaluate. But I try to like not be in the bed as much as I used to, because I felt like that contributed more with my depression and sometimes with the pain. But then there are days where we have to be stuck in the bed. It's okay. It's like, give yourself that grace to know that it's okay that you may not be able, you know, to spend time with your kids or do an activity. It's hurtful, but we have to know, in order to at least have our life and to be present on this earth, we got to take care of ourselves. So if you need to take that break and take that nap and miss a soccer game or miss whatever, then that's what's going to happen. And I know our kids, it's hard for them to understand, especially if they're little. Even if they're older, it's hard when a parent is not there. But I say the moments that you are able to be present and active, make that moment count like never before. So with that being said, that's my pain behind my smile.